Hey y'all, welcome back to Outdoors with No. Today we're going to be doing some boudin. So for all of you who don't know what boudin is, it's a rice sausage and it's got pork in it. Sometimes you have pork liver. I've never made it with pork liver and mine's always come out just fine. So anyway, we're going to do some rice. You get the trinity, the meat, and you mix it all together and put in a sausage casing. But I do not have any sausage casings, and I don't plan on doing all that work. I'm gonna make boudin balls stuffed with pepper jack cheese. So let me show you how to do it. First thing we need is a pork butt, which is a shoulder roast. Typically I would use a little bit less than this when making a batch, but what I'm going to do is make the boudin stuffing and everything. I'm going to use it to make boudin balls, and then I'm going to vacuum seal and save the rest. That way in the future I can make more boudin balls, or we'll see what I plan to do. I might even just make the boudin balls and vacuum seal those, but we'll get to that at a later point. First we're going to chunk this up into some good chunk sizes, and then we're gonna season it and just let it marinate for about an hour. So on the pork butt, you can see it's got a fat cap, and we do want that. You don't need to trim it up at all. This one was bone in, which is fine with me. We're just gonna remove it later. So just wanted to put that out there. All right. So I had this meat. We got it chunked up pretty good. It's been marinating now for an hour or so, and we're about to start getting it hot. So let me get this out the way. All right, so this is the trinity here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all diced up and then throw this into the pot. All right, so got the trinity. This is your celery, onion, bell pepper. This is a Louisiana trinity. So we're about to throw this in that pot and get it cooking down. All right, I got the vegetables cooked down to where I wanted it. I added some water in there. And now we're about to boil all the meat with the vegetables for about an hour. All right, gather round, gather round. Got it cooking down. Got the meat. Got a nice slow boil right here. But as you can see, the waiting for the meat to get a little more tender than this. You see it's still holding together. Now, I'm going to do this a little different. I'm not using a lot of times you see people use a meat grinder. I'm gonna cook it so tender that I don't need a meat grinder. I'll probably be able to either just break it up with a spoon and a fork, including the fat and everything, or I may bust out the knife and just give it a nice mincing with a knife. So just gonna let this keep cooking down. All right, y'all. It's been going for maybe 2 hours now, but this is what we want to see. Well, yeah, about like that. Okay. So, go ahead and add some salt. And I like black pepper. Ooh. Okay. Let me stir that in there. All right, so I turned off the fire. You can see it's still simmering a little bit. I'm just gonna let it sit here, marinate in this juice until I'm ready to separate it out and get all the meat in here and break it all down. So we'll do that in a little bit. Okay, so I did end up skimming that grease off. You know, that was from frying up the pork and stuff earlier. They still have some grease here at the top. That's fine. It's not a lot of grease for the amount of food that we have. We're about to add a ton of rice and stuff like that. So now let me go ahead and get it separated, and then I'm gonna break down the meat. So let me show you all that in a little bit. As you can see, the bone came right out clean, and I didn't separate all the gravy, but I got a good bit of it out. Because I know for sure I'm gonna need this much gravy, but I don't know if I need all that gravy. So you can see, I mean, I don't need a meat grinder or anything. It just shreds apart. Okay, got a little cleaned up over here. Decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this rice. So when I cook my rice, I'll use like a measured cup like this. And if I put in 2 cups of rice in this measuring cup, I just double it for water, put 4 cups of water. So I did 5 cups of rice using a mason jar. Sorry, 2.5, a little over 2.5 cups of rice. So I did 5 cups of water. Now I need to get this up to a rolling boil. I'm gonna let it boil for like 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna just turn off the heat, close the lid, and just let it sit. It should be good to go in about 25 minutes. So just get this up to a boil. Okay, so I got a nice good rolling boil. We're gonna let this go for about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm gonna put my handy dandy lid on there and shut off the heat. Alright. Turn off the heat. Put on that lid. It's gonna be ready in 25 minutes. Honestly, I don't even need to look at it. So, see y'all later. Alright. There it is. Looks perfect. Some rice. Okay. So we got pork here, rice here. Alright, so the boudin balls, well, I let the boudin cool overnight, so now it's nice and you can mold it and stuff like that. It holds pretty well. So I go ahead and I cut some cheese up. I stuffed these boudin balls, and then I got a flour, batter, and I got an egg wash. So I'm gonna roll these in the flour, then I'm gonna roll them in the egg wash, back in the flour, drop them in the grease. So I got the grease getting hot now. So we'll see shortly. Okay. Oh my. These boudin balls came out pretty good. All right, y'all. This was a long one, you know. Now I remember why I don't make boudin that much. It's a lot of work, but the end product, you know, is awesome. So if you have any questions about how to make it, or, you know, comments on how you make it or something like that, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time.